Good Monday morning. It is the last day of February. Yeah, February. That's how it's spelled anyway. Most of us say February. But it's February. Last day. Short month. And tomorrow is March 1st, and the weather is definitely feeling much more spring-like here. The snow is melting, and it's going to be warm. We're going to hit in the 60s. I saw in the middle of the country here in the U.S., some people might be getting up to 80. I know Litecoin Lisa in Oklahoma is going to be warm today. She's kind of at the fringe of that hot pocket in the middle of the U.S., so good for you. I know you had some ice going on last week, so that's awesome. Warming up. It's a good time of the year. Things are starting to come back to life. We're going to start growing things, producing for ourselves, because we can't depend on anything anymore. I'm not going to talk too much about Ukraine, but that's the hot button. That's the thing they're all talking about now as all the mask mandates are lifting, and this is kind of the last day for most of the states. I know it is here in Illinois, where mandates are still in effect for masking, and tomorrow it just magically goes away because there's no more threat. And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in that everybody was testing. You were required to test. Can't come back to work. Can't do this. Can't do that unless you test. And now people start testing anymore. So you're not getting the positive, feedback loop or negative feedback loop. You're not getting all these positive tests. My daughter's school, they put a report out every week, and last week it was 0. Nobody tested positive. So, and I argue the fact that if we had not been testing this whole time, we'd see a lot lower rates, and nobody would know that you had anything different. Because if you're not dropping down dead on the street like a zombie apocalypse, it's just another virus that you happen to catch. Flu. So anyway, that seems to be over with. There's no threat anymore until the next one that gets rolled out, some designer drug, designer disease, and then we'll be back in panic mode. But we got to give it a few months, because right now it's Ukraine. That's the biggest threat. I'm gonna grab the mail real quick. I apologize. No, I'm not, because there's none in there. Ukraine is the big threat now. That's all we hear about. How it's going to interrupt, possibly banking and ATMs in Russia, and everybody's rushing to get their money out. I don't know how much truth there is to it. We just have to wait and see. But I just noticed, I haven't watched it. This is what happens. Get your seatbelt off and you get a ding, ding, ding. And I'm just going just around and then into the driveway. So I'm not going to put it on. What the frick was that? Sensitive horn. But the whole Ukraine thing, no, I saw a video popped up, a notification that JSnip4, Snippy, he put out a video that said something about, enough of this, a video today that said something about panic to own crypto. Yep, I haven't watched it, but it reminds me of the Cliff High data. If you don't know who Cliff High is, go to halfpasthuman.com. He had a lot of reports that he ran that predict the future based on human language and changes and shifts in human language patterns. And the assumption is that we're all psychic at some level. And we leak that information out. And he had a web bot tool that could go out and scour different forums, different platforms on the internet that could see those changes in language. And it would predict, things to come. And it's pretty successful. So he's seeing in the data that there's a panic to own crypto at some point. It coincides, I think, with dollar failures or currency failures. And I mean, arguably our dollar's failing, because of the inflation. But a panic to own crypto, is coming. And I look at world events. Well, if you're going to set up a panic to own cryptocurrency, you're going to do something to where people can't use their own currency to trade on the markets. the world markets. And what's happening in Russia? You're shutting down their ability to trade on world markets. Now, there are other things besides the SWIFT system that can be used, but you're making it more difficult. And what better solution than cryptocurrency, something you can hold in your own possession that's running on its own network? See, the only way they can ban cryptocurrency is if they say, they look at the blockchain and say, you know what, we're not going to accept that because it came from this place or that place. You know, it was used at one point to donate money to truckers, you know, or sponsor the opposing candidates, whatever it may be. But there's nothing stopping me and you from interacting in it, and anyone else as a form of money, or a fleeing population, you know, flooding out of Ukraine, or Russians who are cut off from any other economic system. Why wouldn't they use something different? You know, the tools at your disposal, use it. So I think that could be a reason why there would be a panic to own. You know, also, you know, if you've got stock markets dropping, there may be a panic. It's like, oh my gosh, my money, everything. The stock market's different than the crypto market. We're used to, you know, 30% pullbacks in the crypto market, and you get numb to it. You don't care. The reason why you don't care is because you realize what it is. You realize that it's freedom money. You can transact with it, and it can't be shut off. Can't be shut down. But when you're in the traditional stock markets, you know, a 5% day down, that's scary. Especially when you've got all your money wrapped up and retirement wrapped up into it. And then the scary thing, and the scarier thing to me is, say you want to get it out. How do you get it out? How long do you have to wait? And, you know, it'd be a good test. And then what penalty are you going to have to pay? It's, they make it difficult to get out of the old system. Make it, you know, kind of enough of a pain that you don't want to do it. Like, well, I'm going to have to take this hit percentage-wise, and, you know, I got to pay this, you know, whatever fee, and it's going to take me a few days to get it out. And, you know, it's just, they make it difficult. They want you to lock it up into that system. And when you want to get it out, it's not that easy. But there are people who have, you know, come to the determination and realization that, you know what, I'm out. Don't care about the penalty. I would rather have it in my own possession than count on someone else to not take it. Because that's what you're doing. You're counting on a government not to get, you know, not to take it or not to lock it down like they did in Canada. You know, that's coming. That's always going to come. When they lose control, they're going to, when they realize they've lost control, what are they going to do? They're going to go ahead and, you know, overexert their control. It's like a caged animal. And that's what you'll end up dealing with. So, you know, it's really up to us. It's up to us to make a choice. You know, do we want to continue to participate, or do we want to walk away from it? Do we, you know, say, forget it, I'm just not engaging in that anymore? You know, Ukraine, I said I wasn't going to talk about it much, but they're responsible for a lot of the world's wheat production, you know, and there's wheat in a lot of things, you know, not just bread. So, I mean, if that gets, you know, you go through one season where the wheat crop doesn't make it to market, I mean, that's a big deal. That's going to have very negative impacts on markets. And then when you've got the energy situation in Russia, if that energy doesn't get out, they represent a big supply of natural gas and oil in the world. So if that doesn't get out of the country, you know, for whatever reason it's sanctioned, you know, it doesn't matter, or there's an interruption, you know, even a percentage down in supply, it's going to be a problem. And I mean, the 2x4, I was just talking to my dad, you know, he usually likes to price 2x4s. You know, he goes and checks them, and it's a good gauge, you know, of where we're at in the supply chain, inflation, that kind of thing. But $7.50 for a 2x4 now. I mean, that is outrageous. I can't imagine trying to build a house right now and the exorbitant costs that you're going to have to eat. And it's just, I mean, for a 2x4, used to buy those things for $2, a little over $2, and that, you know, it's not that long ago. It went up and it came back down, and now it's up again. It's almost like, okay, we're at a new plateau. We're at a new level. I mean, over $7 for a 2x4. That's outrageous. I mean, to think about how many you need to build a house. And if it was, say, $250 a couple of years ago, And now at 750, it's 3 times the cost of material for that particular item. It's crazy, but it shouldn't be crazy to you if you've been doing your homework, because the reason why things like that go up is because, first of all, you had a deliberate attempt to break the economy and break the supply chain through this, let's just call it what it is, this pandemic. And it's just a way to break the people. And that results in higher costs. Your wages do not keep pace. They give you a little handout. Okay, here's a stimulus check, that basically keeps you afloat, doesn't get you ahead. And where are those at right now? You don't hear any talk of that anymore. They're going to continue creating money out of nothing, but they're not giving you anything in return. And, so they've got that deliberate supply chain breakdown, choosing winners and losers. The big fish did well, your Amazons, your Walmarts, they did fine in the pandemic because they were allowed to exist. But your mom and pop stores, what happened to them? Your smaller restaurants and little boutique shops, gone, just shut down. They didn't have access to, being able to leverage goods, and, they lost. And then you shut them down. You said, hey, everybody that comes in here, you got to force them to wear a mask. Well, that eliminates some people because they're like, no, I'm not wearing one. I'm not going to go out. And it's just, you really hurt the small business in a lot of different ways. So you destroy that, and then you continue to create money out of nothing and dump it into the economic system. And that just fuels inflation. You just create more money, and that money goes somewhere. I mean, it just doesn't sit. You just don't park it and draw interest off of it, because you don't make any interest off of it because nobody pays you interest. So what do? Well, let's put it into this, put it into that. Let's buy some homes with it. And then you drive the price of houses up. Well, let's buy, this, whatever you can invest in with it. And it goes up. And it's just, the money will go somewhere. The price of oil. It's just, in the price of beef, the price of everything, it just gets ramped up for various reasons. But whenever you create more money, it's going to go into items that people need. It's going to drive the prices up. Now we need more wages because, we're not keeping up with inflation, the monetary supply. So we need to raise our wages. Well, which, need more money to do that. And it's just this bad, vicious cycle once you get it started that's really untenable. But that's kind of where we're at. And I can see why at some point there will be a panic to own crypto. And I've seen it time and time again. Everybody gets complacent. You look at it, it's like, the price is down. And you get that sense of normalcy to where it's like, Litecoin's going to be $100 forever. I'll buy it when I feel like it. I'll get a little bit when I need to. And then it runs up. And then it's too late because, it's $150 now. Just like that. And once it starts taking off, because once human emotion kicks in, once that FOMO kicks in, that fear of missing out, FOMO, once that kicks in, you're going to be chasing it. You're going to wish you would have bought it when it was cheap and on sale, because it will become unaffordable at some point to where you feel like you're chasing it. But you're going to be buying it because you want it, and you need to have it, and everybody else realizes I need to have this because, holy cow, I need to lock my money up into something. And gold and silver will run up. And I mean, it's just, the real assets are going to go up, and that's just how it is. So if it's on sale, start getting a little bit of it. Definitely do, because you'll look back and say, I wish I would have got some. Wish I would have got some when it was cheap, because it's not cheap anymore. When the masses wake up and realize there's another option, once they understand what crypto is, and once they understand that, hey, this is a secure form of money I hold in my own possession. No banks involved, no governments involved. I can actually hold it and nobody can take it away from me. It's in my own custody, not somebody else's. When they get that, your cryptos that have a finite supply and there's only so much to go around, they're not going to be around. And that's just how it's going to be. Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Digibyte. There's a few others. Bitcoin Cash, some Monero, the privacy side of things. There are those coins that people are going to resonate with and they're going to want to get. So it's important that, to me, it's important that you get in while it's on sale. Blue light special. Get it. Get the blue on, as usual. So just take stock of that and realize if there is a panic to own crypto, it's going to cost a lot of US dollars to get it. And as they print more money in panic mode, it's going to take more and more of them to buy what crypto is left. And at some point, these exchanges are probably going to put limits on what you can get. I don't care how much money you have, you're not going to be able to get it. They're going to say, no, we've only got a limit of, one Litecoin a day. Come back tomorrow. Because they probably won't be able to acquire it because there's only so much. You're going to have to bid it up to a price where somebody's going to sell it. There's only so much that gets mined per day. Once that's gone, once all the exchanges, and the miners say, okay, or they may hoard it themselves and say, no, I'm not going to sell any. I'm mining it, I'm going to hold it. I'll sell it later. It's going to keep going up. And you get into a supply crunch. And then what happens when you can't get it? You're going to be begging people that own Litecoin and saying, hey, can I get a Litecoin off you? And like, no, I'm holding it for a reason. I'm not selling it till it's 4 digits. I'm not selling it till it's whatever the price is. Get it while you can. Just like seeds. If you can get heirloom seeds, get them while you can. Plant some seeds. Save yourself some money at the grocery store in the future. You don't need much. Just you can grow it in your window. Just find ways to offset the rising costs. You can pick up a little silver. It's cheap right now. Still cheap. Pick up a little silver. Go to your coin shop and, go get some silver. You could buy a coin for under $30, an ounce of silver. And once you have it in your hand, you'll realize, you know what, this is something of value. This is something I want. And it's something other people want too. And that's the key. You'll always be able to sell it for something or trade it for something. So, just start thinking that way. And I know, I'm kind of beating a dead horse here a little bit, but, it's just important at this time. It's important at this time to understand what has real value and get some of that and hold some of that because you're going to feel a lot better. Don't be that person who says, yeah, I know, I should have bought some crypto. Yeah, I should have bought some silver. Yeah, I should have bought some seeds. I should have bought a few extra cans of food. Maybe stocked a little extra water up or had a water filter that, I could filter my own water. I use a Berkey water filter and, filter your own water. You save money. You'll be buying that bottled water. It's in plastic, and you're getting that plastic in you. Those remnants. It's just try to make decisions that are going to help you in the long term. And what better time than now to do it? And you might say, "Oh, I should have done it. Should have bought Bitcoin. I should have bought that then. Now it's more money." It doesn't matter. Having it in your possession is all that matters. Having something useful that you can hold, that you can use. That's all that matters. It does not matter what the dollar price is. Never kick yourself and say, I should have done it when it was cheaper. There's no better time than now because in the future, you're going to say, I should have bought it, 6 months ago when I had the opportunity. You're not going to have the opportunity anymore. There's going to be things you're not going to be able to get. I don't care how much money you have. You're not going to be able to get it. They might not be produced. Because it's shut down. The factory is not in business anymore and nobody else is doing it. And you're going to have to go to somebody that has it if you can even find them. And they're probably not going to sell it because it might be an item that they want and use. That's the key. If you've got it in your possession, you can use it. Quit holding off for the future. Future's now. Yeah, you got to save, but if you need something now, you should probably get it because you might not be able to get it in the future. So, all right, just want you to think about things. I think about it all the time, so I just share my feelings. It's not a time to be afraid. It's just a time to realize that, a lot of things can change. And if you can mitigate that, if you can be more prepared for that, you've got the ability to do that right now. No better time than now. No better time. All right, if you got any questions, okay, here's the tip of the day. there's 2 wallets that you can download and get Bitcoin for free every day. You know, it's a minuscule amount. You might get what's called Satoshis. It's the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. It's 0.7 zeros and a 1. That's a Satoshi, smallest fraction of a Bitcoin. And you might get 25, 30, 40 Satoshis a day by doing this, but it adds up and you're getting it for free. You can download an app called LOLLI, LOLLI, and an app called Fold, FOLD. I've got links on my website. You can download it. And I think with Fold, you get like 5,000 Satoshis for signing up. So it benefits you by doing that. And I don't know. I mean, I used to get like a little bit, I might have gotten the same amount when you signed up using my referral link, but I don't even know if they do that anymore, but I don't even care. It doesn't matter. You can go to my website and download it. It's got a link on there. ClintWestwood.net, ClintWestwood.net. I put it in the description below all the time. But just go download those 2 apps. And every day on the Fold, you can spin the wheel. And you might get 5 Satoshis, you might get 25, you might get 250. And it gives you the ability to just get free Bitcoin every day by spinning the wheel. And then if you do it for like 6 or 7 days, you get 250 because you did that streak. LOLLI the same way. You know, you open like a treasure chest and you get little Bitcoin. I may have it here. But it's just a way to just get Bitcoin. I mean, they're giving it away, and then they want you to use their platform. And basically what you do, if you shop with LOLLI, like this is it right here. So every day, did I do it? Yeah, so I got 35 Satoshis. Every day you can click on that, and it'll add up. You know what? Every little bit helps. It's a way to get into cryptocurrency without signing up for all these accounts and exchanges and all that stuff. But, you know, download that app and you can start using it and you get free Bitcoin. They used to give you more, but as Bitcoin gets more scarce, you know, you used to be able to get like 150 a day or so. Now it's like 20, 30 a day, but it doesn't matter. As more people come into it, that's going to be more and more valuable. And if you shop with LOLLI, you know, if you go to like Chewy.com, when my dog was alive, I'd order from Chewy.com. Man, I miss her. But see, I want another dog, and I gotta restrain myself, you know, because I'm gonna be doing more traveling. We're going on the road, like Queen Lisa and I, soon in March. And I'll have all those dates on my website, ClintWestwood.net. And I'd love to meet all of you. We're trying to come to all kinds of different places around the country, you know, and having meetups and having happy hour live shows. So, I mean, check out my website and then come see us. That's why I do it, because I want to engage with all of you. I think it's important that we realize that, you know, we're in this battle together. And I'd love to meet all of you. I really do. That's why I do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't leave here. I just wouldn't. But it's important. I don't even know where I'm going with it, but download the Fold app. You know, on the Fold app, you can buy a gift card. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. The dog got me distracted. She always did. Little sweetheart. So with that, I used to order from Chewy.com, you know, because they have dog food and such, and dog supplies, cat supplies, all that, pet supplies. And I think I got 4.5% back. So if I spent $100 on dog food there, and I did it through the LOLLI app, I get 4.5% back. So I get $4.50 back in Bitcoin. You know, so, I mean, makes sense. And there's all kinds of other places you can shop. The Fold card works the same way. You can actually buy gift cards on there. I think like Home Depot, you get 2.5% back in Bitcoin. I mean, you're not paying any more. You're just buying a gift card and using it. Like Amazon, you can buy a gift card on there. I think it's 1.5% back. But if you have like the Fold debit card, so you get Bitcoin back on every purchase then, if you've got that. Now there's an annual fee. But you can just go buy, it's like 5% back, I think, on a Amazon card. You know, so you buy a $100 card, you get $5 back in Bitcoin. But, you know, the Home Depot is like 2.5%. There's all these different places, Uber, it's on there. But you buy a gift card with it, and then you just redeem it. And it's like, you're going to spend the money there anyway. You might as well get some Bitcoin out of it. Anyway, check them out. It's a way to get free Bitcoin. You know, it's lolli.com and fold.com. Go check that out on my website. I've got links, clintwestwood.net. Got all the details on my website for the upcoming events where Lisa and I will be. Come see us, please. You know, the events we go to, they're free events. I mean, it's just, of course, you got to buy your own booze and food, you know, if you're at the bar. But, I mean, we don't charge ticket prices or anything. We just want you to show up. It's a meetup, and then we have a class where we, you know, the next day usually. Sometimes it's the same day, but we teach you to download a wallet on your phone so you can be your own bank. And we send you Litecoin so that you know what it feels like to, you know, to be sovereign outside the system. So important. All right, I've rambled long enough. ClintWestwood.net. Go check that stuff out. Love you all. I really do. I appreciate all of you for watching, spending your time. Trust yourselves. I got to say that all the time. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. I don't know how many times. You know, if I would just trust my instincts, you know, oh, I knew I should have done that. Why didn't I do that? You know what you need to do. You know the truth. And if you resonate with crypto, if you resonate with silver, whatever it is, if you resonate with anything in this message, something inside you is telling you to take action, you should probably take action. Trust yourself. Don't trust these knuckleheads on the mainstream news. They're not looking out for you. They definitely aren't. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And check back in. I'll have some more videos this week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. It's going to come from the heart. You know, I'll turn the camera on and we'll talk. But hit that like if you would. You know, that thumbs up, and that helps more people to at least see it. And if you don't like it, then don't watch me again. You know, I'm not for everybody. But I do appreciate you spending the time watching me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Hit that like, subscribe if you like what you see, and hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified every time a video comes out that I make. All right. I love you. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Trust yourselves.